get together for holidays. It's cheap. We can be wild. There's no culture. There is no culture. Everyone else thinks this is just okay. It's fine.
Firefighters from the New York City Fire Department rushed to the World Trade Center minutes after the first plane struck the North Tower. Chief Joseph Pfeiffer and his crew with Battalion 1 were among the first on the scene.
I just got to work in the office. For some reason, there's a really somebody had TV on watching the news, and this whole thing started on TV. We had a meeting, and about 8:30 I got activated to FEMA for the response.
Initially, the team focused on the rescue and evacuation of the building's occupants, which involved sending firefighters up to assist people who were trapped in elevators and elsewhere, as well as ensuring all floors were completely evacuated. Many of the evacuees commented afterwards that the bravery of these firefighters was immeasurable. The look on their faces was one of steadfast determination. They were aware of the dangers they would face, yet continued on, hour upon hour, regardless of their own safety and well-being. Problems with radio communication also caused further problems, as commanders lost contact with many of the firefighters in the buildings. Coupled with this, as the news of the attack spread, many off-duty firefighters arrived at the scene eager to help, but without their radios. As a result, firefighters encountered difficulties reporting on their progress and location and were unable to hear evacuation orders, sometimes with tragic consequences. Oriole Palmer was one such brave firefighter who lost his life in his quest to save others. Without thought for his own safety, he rushed from the North Tower to the south at 9:03 a.m. On the stairwells, he realized that some firefighters could not communicate with each other, so worked quickly to rectify the problem with the radio receivers. Then, although most elevators had been rendered non-operational, Palmer single-handedly fixed one and took it to the 41st floor, which was halfway to the impact zone, which spanned the 77th to the 85th floors.
Battalion 7 off full code is bound beam. We got one elevator working up to the 40th floor. Verify the number of right on one side.
Climbing on foot, he was a very fit man, so he was able to make it where others might not have been able to. He ascended 12 floors in 10 minutes, wearing all the bunker gear, weighing in at a crippling 50 to 60 pounds. Those fortunate enough to have survived the initial impact of the crash on the 78th floor hoped to take an elevator to comparative safety on the 41st, but it failed to work. Palmer did the unthinkable and reached the 78th floor to save them.
We're on the 43rd floor. Stairway 2. Unfortunately, try to get up there, Oriole. I'm up to 5'5". We're going to have to hold it. I'm on 16 right now, but we need to hide back from it. Please stairway 4. I've been compromised. I'm getting past 7th floor. The walls are breached, so be careful.
It is clear he is in a race for time, saving his oxygen and energy. He discovered the south stairwell was safe to the impact zone and beyond. For the hundreds trapped there, this stairwell was an escape route.
We got tunnels outside the pocket of fire. We should never knock it down 2 lines. Wait on it. 38th floor. And it's number 10.5 code line. 478. That's all. Too much to lose. We got 2 engines up here. Alright, 10-4, we're on our way.
After such Herculean efforts on his part, tragically the impact of the crash was so strong that the South Tower collapsed, killing him and many others.
All I can tell you is that just put yourself in that position. It was your family member. Every one of these firefighters in here are our brothers. Every one of these police officers in here are our brothers. And the civilians that are in here are the people that we're sworn to protect. That's our job. That's what we do. And as far as I'm concerned, I treat every person in there as my personal family, and every firefighter does the same thing. Our job is to go in and do what we have to do. We tell them to rest. They do get their rest. We tell them to sit down. We have guys lined up over there, thousands of firefighters and fire officers lined up over there with police officers waiting for the opportunity to go in. We have to hold them back because we don't want to create a situation where, because of the structural defects, etc., where they're going to be put further in danger, and maybe during the recovery process, we wind up endangering someone else. That's our worst fear right now.
Volunteers quickly descended on Ground Zero to help in the rescue and recovery efforts. At Jacob Javits Convention Center, thousands showed up and registered with the authorities. Construction projects around the city came to a halt as workers walked off jobs to help at Ground Zero.
The amount of rubble, and we were trying to do was dig out a fire truck that was on the street buried.
I really thought I was going to just die yesterday. Like, I just thought I was going to stop breathing. I was thinking of leaving. And then I saw these guys, you know, coming back that are supposed to take hour-and-a-half shifts, and they're not coming back because they refuse to give up. And then I thought, like, these guys are staying, and they need medical attention. I mean, these firemen and these police officers, and if they can stay, I can stay.
You know, just droves and droves of firefighters and EMS people and city workers, you know, MTA workers and Verizon people, and, you know, just a lot of people who look dog tired, who've been, you know, working hard hours trying to do whatever they can to clear people out and find whoever might still be alive. There was, I think, one gentleman they were still in touch with on a cell phone who was buried in a car that they were trying to get to.
So we kept digging, and as we were digging, there was a big explosion, a bang, you know, and within 10 minutes we kept digging, and they started pulling everybody out.
Believe me, after going in there, we're still standing. It doesn't look like it. It looks like everything's down, everything's gone, but we are still standing. You got to see these people. Like, there's no such thing as having one hero anymore.
Search and rescue efforts and making the site of the Twin Towers safe in the immediate aftermath of 9/11 involved iron workers, structural engineers, asbestos workers, boilermakers, carpenters, cement masons, construction managers, electricians, insulators, machinists, plumbers, and pipe fitters, amongst other professions. 400 working dogs were also deployed in the quest to find survivors. Their presence brought comfort, hope, and healing during a time of immense grief and trauma, showcasing the deep bond between humans and animals. These brave dogs and their handlers remain a symbol of resilience and compassion.
You spoke to him then while he was watching the first, and what was that like?
He said it was really chaotic. He said a plane just went through the building. He said, Rachel, I just watched somebody jump or get pushed or fall right out of the building, out of One World Trade. He's like, it's chaotic here, and I work for Bloomberg News, so I said, can I get anyone on the phone to talk about what you're seeing? And he was like, you don't understand, it's chaotic. And none of them ever knew that it was a terrorist attack. They all thought it was an accident. No one ever knew. And they were all still on the phone right before the second plane crashed. If I think about it, they had no time to get out. They had no time to run, but I still, of course, keeping hope. And
was he on the phone to you when the second plane?
He was on the phone to me about 2 minutes before the second plane went in.
You never heard from him again after that?
I called back and his phones were dead. I don't know what else to do. I'm just going from place to place. This is my fiance. I planned my whole future out with this person. If I don't find him, I have to start all over again. It's taken me my entire life to find him, and I don't know what I will do without